Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about Gotham Knights, and my goal is to actually hype up this game for the fans, but we're going to be doing this from a technical perspective. Now, if you enjoyed the video, you can hit the like button because somebody once told me that some of my videos are really boring because I'm a geek. And I laughed because I don't think I am. I just enjoy looking deeper into, issues like these. And I feel like even in my own approach to try to hype this game, I actually do want to inform you about a lot of things that you should be looking forward to. And I think this will give you better information on knowing exactly the kind of game that you're buying. So let's look at these aspects from a technical standpoint. So first of all, we're going to look at the development team. What is their track record? What have they been able to bring to the table? And what are they capable of doing? So Warner Brothers Games Montreal is the development company that's actually working on Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights is basically a spin-off from the Batman storyline, and we know that in the past, Warner Brothers Games Montreal has actually worked on another Arkham game, which was Batman Arkham Origins. Yes, they did that game in the shadow of Rocksteady's Arkham series, but they also worked on the DLC, A Matter of Family, which was also a DLC for Arkham Knight. Now, that is one layer of their development prowess. They're able to do the job and get it done. Another aspect too is the development is actually being spearheaded by somebody who came from a long range of video game direction, and this is Patrick Redding. I've said and mentioned this in multiple videos. He used to be a creative director at Ubisoft Montreal and Ubisoft Toronto. These two studios have worked on some really heavy-hitting titles like Far Cry 4, Far Cry Primal, Far Cry 5. They've also worked on Watch Dogs, Legion, and some other really huge Ubisoft games out there. Even Assassin's Creed Unity, which yes may not have had basically the best of reputations, have been worked on by these studios. But in the case of Patrick Redding, he is specialized in actually directing Splinter Cell. And for those of you who know, Ubisoft's Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell has been a very solid series. And so I think there's a lot of confidence that we can say we're going to be putting in the track record of not only the studio, but the creative director. Now, this is not to say that everything in Gotham Knights is going to come out pristine. We're just saying if you want to look at the past record of the games that they've worked on and even the direction from the head of this particular game, then we can say there's some reason to be excited about all of this. The second thing that I think will basically hype fans up and inform fans on some of the things that this game is going to bring to the table is the technical aspect. So if you look very deeply into this development of this game, you're going to find out that Warner Brothers Games is very fond of using Unreal Engine and other proprietary tools to develop its game. If you go to the Warner Brothers Games Montreal website, there is actually a job description looking specifically for a senior level designer. This senior level designer, their job is actually very specifically written, and from there you're going to figure out exactly what game engine they're using. So let's read this job description real quick and basically read the job responsibilities. We're not going to read the description. Responsibilities are basically what we need to read. The responsibilities say using Unreal 4 as well as proprietary Warner Brothers tools to create and debug content. Also, it's asking that this person be able to use Unreal Blueprint tools to script triggers, combat stealth, gameplay objectives, and scripted events. For those of you who may not know, here is the Unreal Engine. You can actually download it for free, and this is Unreal Engine 4.25. It's the 0.25 update, and the engine has actually come through multiple updates and has actually been done and upgraded very well by the company Epic Games. This is actually being maintained, being supported by Epic Games, which is an external company. What this means is the developers at Warner Brothers Games Montreal are able to concentrate and actually make their own game without having to break a leg in regard to all kinds of different logistics that it would take if they were running their own. I'm actually messing with this character, actually. Look, I'm clicking this jump button. I've messed with this engine from time to time. I'm not a programmer, but the Unreal Engine blueprints are actually quite specific because this is the scripting basis of the engine. This is kind of like the programming language, but done in a visual, representation that experts in this engine know how to use to make their video games and make all kinds of different things that you see in your gaming. So this engine is a very solid engine. It has shipped tons and tons of games, especially all of your favorite Arkham games. They were all built on Unreal Engine. Now, they were built on older versions of Unreal Engine, including Arkham Knight, which was built on Unreal Engine 3. But since Unreal Engine 3, the engine has received multiple upgrades and has become more powerful. So think about Gears of War. Think about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Think about games that actually have some real strong footing. Mortal Kombat 11. Think about, Injustice games. Yes, these games didn't have like your full-on adventure in some cases, but the engine has proven that it can actually make some solid games. So from the technical standpoint, you really do have a very solid game coming, and you have a studio that's basing and using their time to work on your video game. Another aspect that I think fans are going to be hyped about is that this game is going to slightly move deeper into the ability system that an RPG is known for. So the other Arkham games and the other Batman games are RPG games. They do have an aspect of role-playing, power fantasy increases, but I think Warner Brothers Games Montreal is trying to push the envelope, and they've been revealing a lot of tips in order for the community to realize that this is what they're doing. Now, I mentioned in my last video, I did a full breakdown, in fact, an in-depth explanation of the gear system. This gear system basically is pointing and alluding to the possibility that Warner Brothers Games Montreal is actually trying to push the envelope and get players deeper into RPG mechanics. And I think with this, it's going to allow, or actually, it's going to promote longevity in the play as well. For many of you who are Arkham fans, even if you beat like all your Arkham games and all, say you beat 4 of the Batman Arkham games that are here, each playthrough will take you somewhere around 300 hours if you wanted to do everything per game. Now, if you look at maybe other RPG games, like if you look at my library, this is my Tom Clancy's The Division game, and I have 852 hours, and that's just on this account. I also have another account where I've also racked up close to 150 hours, and that is just one video game. I think this is the direction that Warner Brothers Montreal wants to go. I think they want to get their players to that point. So their games are probably going to be moving to that direction where we're going to be getting a value proposition that really does allow for players to continue to play. The one concern that I have is how they're going to implement it. If they do a good job, the game is going to be a solid game, and you'll be able to play the game for about 2-3 years, consistently dropping tons and tons of hours into the game. If it's not well executed, then we are at risk. And so even though I provided this particular point as a hype point, there is an aspect of concern that gamers should also be willing to accept as some level of risk that goes into this. But we have some good information. We know exactly where this game is coming from. We have a sense of where the game is actually going, and hopefully we're able to see this game really, come to fruition and actually, deliver something really strong for the gaming community. But that's pretty much my video. If you think this video basically was informative to you, let me know in the comment section. I really want to present a lot of this information on the gaming side to you guys and do my possible best to expose some of the things that are probably hidden behind different layers and hidden from basically, some other perspectives. And I want to give my perspective on these issues as well. So hit the like button. I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers before the next few months, and I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe and help out, for the channel. It would be really nice. It will really help the videos go further and perhaps even bring in more people into the awareness of what the Arkham games have to offer. So thank you very much for your time and audience. I appreciate you guys so much. Hopefully we'll see in another video. Peace out.